What's up, everybody, and welcome back. I have one question for you. Do you like Gal? If you do, like and subscribe. If you don't, like and subscribe. Next week, though, the recommendation won't be a Gal. I promise. It's just when I read this title, I had to do a double take. Today, I'm recommending Gal Can't Be Kind to Otaku, which is being made by Norishiro-chan and Sakana Uzumi. It's 40 chapters, a comedy, harem, romance, school life, slice of life. And if you're wondering why I did a double take, it's because I did a recommendation 4 months ago of a manga named Otaku-kun Who's Kind to Gals. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the description box. Unfortunately though, these two aren't related or being written by the same authors, which would have been fantastic and hilarious, but fortunately, both are equally good. While Otaku-kun Who's Kind to Gals is more adorable, I would say that Gal Can't Be Kind to Otaku is more wholesome. As the name suggests though, this is a manga about an otaku, Seo Takuya, and 2 gals, Amane and Ichiji. The title though is completely misleading because it makes this sound like it's a teasing or bullying out of love romance, but it's not. These gals since the beginning have been kind to Seo, who they just refer to as Otaku-kun. Seo, as your stereotypical otaku, has no friends and is obsessed with an anime and manga that is for children, in this case a show called Kiramon, which seems like a weird combination of Pokemon, Digimon, and a magical girl anime. Whatever it is, Seo's obsessed with it, and it's what generates the first interaction between him and the gals. That begins the story because Ichiji, your typical gal, needs to borrow an eraser and helps herself to Seo's limited edition special Kiramon eraser. Ichiji notices the characters on the eraser cover, asking about it, which leads Seo to explaining what it is and who it is, which leads to the uncovering of Amane's secret otaku nature, as she corrects Seo on one of the things he says, and then tries to cover it up by saying it's because of her little sister that she knows so much, and tries to convince Seo that she's not at all an otaku. From there, Seo becomes friends with the 2 gals, as he talks about Kiramon with Amane, and Ichiji refuses to be left out and starts watching so that the 3 have something they can all relate to. That's not to say the story revolves around Kiramon, but it is a very reoccurring theme that unites them. And this manga does that in a fantastic way, because I know I said that Ichiji starts watching Kiramon, but this isn't a story of a gal becoming an otaku, and I know I said Amane is a secret otaku, but it's not a story about that. It's really a story about these 3 friends, 2 of which gals, who start to develop feelings for an otaku that, would you guess, is just a normal guy who loves anime. Of course, at first he's timid about talking to them and interacting with them because of their social standing in school, but that goes away almost immediately. Not because there's some confrontation between them, but because Seo just becomes comfortable as being one of their friends and acknowledges that they are in fact friends. And that's something that is never tried to keep a secret. And he's not trying to avoid them in school like most stories have the characters doing. Instead, you see with each interaction, Seo just becomes more comfortable and loose, making their growing friendships feel much more natural, and that escalation to romantic feelings feels inevitable. Because as Seo becomes more comfortable with the gals, Amane and Ichiji become more comfortable with him and show more of themselves. Like how Amane stops trying to hide her otaku-ness from Seo. She'll still try and hide it in school and maybe won't admit that she's an otaku, but with Seo, she'll just be herself, which means she will nerd out, she will get crazy hype and hysterical about things that she wouldn't with anybody else, that she even has tried to hide from Ichiji, which the same goes for her. Even though she may be your typical gal, being tan and blonde, she begins to be her true self with Seo, which is still energetic, but in a lot of ways subdued. She's not putting up a front or trying to hide any otaku-ness, but she's more open to Seo because he makes her feel comfortable and she makes him feel comfortable and that it's okay for him to be an otaku and like what he likes because she's not ever going to tease him for it. Don't get me wrong though, I love the story of this manga. It tells it in a unique way, having each chapter being made of sub-chapters, but all linearly telling the story of one chapter. But the best part of this manga are these three characters. Seo is a typical otaku, just being a fan of anime and manga, getting merch and knowing a lot about it, but he's not a complete idiot. He doesn't pay attention in class, so he's not doing great, but he's not an idiot. And even though he may seem gloomy at the beginning, he's not that either. He's just a guy that needs to get warmed up and comfortable to really be himself. He's a good guy who likes what he likes, can get intimidated by new things and interactions, but given enough time, becomes comfortable and normal. Amane is the secret otaku who's the cool, mysterious gal type, who it turns out is really just she doesn't care to be bothered by people or things she's not interested in. Saying that though, she does care about her appearance in the sense that she doesn't want anyone else but Seo and Ichiji to know she's an otaku. So keeping a cool appearance is a must for her. Ichiji has the look and energy of the stereotypical gal, but is smarter than both Seo and Amane combined. Amane being the worst academically, which looks-wise is a surprise, but is one of the points of this manga, because Ichiji looks like she would be the dumbest, but is the smartest, not just academically, but seemingly emotionally as well. She may be energetic and likes to play, but she's patient, hardworking, and helpful, which again, because of her look, you wouldn't expect. These character traits are really what makes these characters in this manga so great. And honestly, for the first time, I don't have an immediate girl I want Seo to end up with, because I love both Amane and Ichiji, and both would work great with Seo. Amane would allow him to just be an otaku, enjoying it and having someone who can relate to and have similar interests in, and a relationship between them would just be natural and effortless. But Ichiji would allow him to enjoy his otaku things while also getting him to be more extroverted and introducing him to new things that on his own he wouldn't know he would have liked, as Ichiji introduces him to new things, but doesn't try and change what he already likes or who he is. Both are fantastic and would be fantastic for him, and for one of the very few times in any harem I've ever read, I don't think you could go wrong, or I would be upset with either way that it went. If you're not upset with this recommendation, then leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you want more recommendations, then check out the Why You Should playlist linked below along with the merch. Other than that, I will see all of you in the next one.